Welcome back to another JAF Reviews for you. In this video, we are taking a look at a solar-powered security camera that runs right on the LTE network. You heard that correct. There is no Wi-Fi. You know what? Enough talk. Let's get right into this review. One thing I should note is that I'm going to be running this on standard definition. There is a high definition option, which is much clearer, except the LTE in my area is not that strong. And so in order to get you a good video, I ran it in standard definition.
In the past, I've actually reviewed this item. This is the Bionic Spotlight Extreme, and it looks like a camera. It is not a camera. It's really just a spotlight. But one of the #1 questions I get for this review is, hey, where can I find the app to actually find the recorded video? Well, this doesn't have recorded video, but this one does. If you're looking for something that's a spotlight and records video, then Soliom is your choice. And one huge difference between this security camera and other security cameras that I've used, this is not a Wi-Fi enabled device. You actually have an LTE SIM card. I'm really excited to try that out, especially since I live in a rural area. I want to see how good the quality of the video is, even way out here. If you're looking into one of these units, you should expect to pay between $270 and $300. As we are setting this up, the first thing the directions tell us to do is to charge the camera between 10 and 13 hours before actually using it. But here's where it's interesting. The charging port is actually on the solar panel itself. It's right here behind this black rubber stopper. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hook up the wire that's attached to the security camera and plug this in to charge as we are setting this up. On the opposite side of the charging port is another rubber stopper or gasket, and that is the on-off button, and that is for this solar charger. So I want to make sure I put this to the on position. We are now charging everything up and powering the camera. Make sure to put these back on though, because they are attached. If you lose them, you might change the waterproofing rating. You'll notice with the solar panel plugged in, there is a red light down there letting us know that it's charging. On the bottom of the camera, there's this rubber stopper blocking off some of these ports. So this top one, of course, is a SIM card. That's where your LTE card is going to go. And then there's a micro SD card where you could actually store your videos locally. And then there's a reset button. Let's put in our nano SIM card, set this thing up. It's really just simple and easy, and push it in until it clicks. Let's see. There it goes. It's clicked in and solid. I'm going to put this rubber stopper back on just to make sure it's protected. It's now time to set up your app. There is a QR code right here in the manual. I'm going to scan that with my camera, pull up the app, and keep going. We've downloaded, set up the app, and registered for an account. Now what we're going to do is on the app, we're going to click Add Device. We're going to allow our location while utilizing this app. We, of course, are setting up the 4G device. So on our particular app right now, it's the bottom one. So it's asking us if our blue light is lit, and it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Next. And look, it already found our device. That's pretty cool. We're just going to leave those generic names in there for now. We're going to hit Next. We're keeping the phone about 1 to 2 meters. Actually, we're right next to the camera. What we're going to do is we're going to let this count down. Oh, well, there it goes. So it does tell us to fully charge it before first use. We are in the process of doing that. So once it's fully charged, we're going to take it outside. Here's our Soliom solar camera outside. This is now absorbing the sun and hopefully catching the LTE network. We are excited about this. I'm going to test the video out to see what kind of reception we have. Remember, I'm out here in the country where cell phone reception is limited. It'll be interesting to see how this LTE camera works. Powering it on, first time you can see that we have a great view of the yard. I will say that you have to activate the turn and tilt part. I'm gonna do that on a video coming up here, but I wanted you to see that right away, yes, this video will work, although it will not pan unless you set it up that way. You may have noticed that I changed some of the features on the app. Now I should have a green rectangle going around me. That's the humanoid tracking, and that goes along with the pan and tilt feature. So just so you know, in this video, you can have that on or off. But if the humanoid tracking is on, it takes more data. This camera actually has a 355-degree pan and a 95-degree tilt. So in theory, as I'm moving throughout here, that camera is tracking me, and therefore it knows where I am anywhere I'm in this yard, up to 355 degrees on the pan or 95 on the tilt. That's the up and down. So tell me, What are your thoughts of this LTE solar powered security camera? Something you're interested in? Not so much? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. All right, so I'm gonna try something a little tricky here. I'm recording from the LTE network to my phone, but I'm also doing a screen grab because I wanted to show you a couple of things. One, you might notice that I have a toggle here at the bottom of my screen. So what I can actually do is I can move the camera myself. I don't have to wait for someone to move if I wanna look around. Now, I do have this on the humanoid detection, so it might come up and grab me again, but I can move this around if I would like to. I can also zoom around on this if I want as well. So if I want to focus in on something across the yard or across wherever, I can zoom in. There's also this feature at the very bottom to adjust that focus, because sometimes when you zoom in, it gets a little blurry, so now I can actually focus it in there. A lot of cool things right here from the app. Plus, you can see that I can take pictures, I can talk to the camera, I can even record just like I'm doing right now. In this video, we are looking at the Soliom solar-powered security camera on the LTE network. So what do we think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. If you're looking to spend almost $300 for an item, you want to make sure it really, really works. So did it work? Well, for me, I've always said before, I live out in the country. The LTE for my cell phone reception is really not good, but this one actually held up on the standard definition. Now, with the exception of high definition, I was able to use all the different features. I just really wish I could have shot in high definition video, but it doesn't allow it in this area. That's something I really want you to know about, because although those videos did come through, they were a little blurry and grainy at times. And if you're looking for really crisp video and you don't have cell phone reception, this one may not be for you. It's important to note that you do have a monthly fee that you're going to have to pay just to keep the LTE data. I looked it up, it was right around $20 a month just for the data packages, and that actually is a pretty good deal, especially if you don't have home Wi-Fi or internet in the area where you want to mount this camera. It is important to note that if you want to save video, you're going to have to set it up with an SD card that will store it locally, and then you can actually download it to your phone that way. Without the SD card, you cannot go back and get old videos that may have been recorded. Setup and installation was very simple. The app was really user-friendly, and of course, installing our actual camera was really, really easy because that solar panel mounted right on top. Now, you just have to make sure that you do have clear view of the sun, and then you're good to go. I've been using this for about a month, and I want to talk a little bit about my experience with the battery of the solar panel. I have filmed a lot of video on this, both at day and night, using floodlights, trying to do high definition. That never really worked. But guess what? My battery is still at 100%. So I really appreciate that solar panel keeping my battery charged all the time. It is important, however, to make sure you have that solar panel facing in direct sunlight for most of the day. I do like having this alternative to Wi-Fi only cameras, because now if you do have a remote location, there's no power, no Wi-Fi, you can actually set up an LTE camera. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and hope you have a great day. I wanted to give you a side-by-side comparison of the two different night visions. You of course have your black and white night vision, which uses less power and less data, and then you have your floodlight night vision, which does use more power and more data, and sometimes you can see is a little washed out. Which one, however, is your favorite? Let me know down in the comment section below. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the Soliom LTE solar-powered camera. If you're looking for a camera that may be solar-powered but runs off your home Wi-Fi, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link up a video right over here, and I would love it if you would click on that link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.